Thank you both, Damir Abdul and Courtney. I certainly love some of the things that each of you shared. I just want to highlight a couple of comments I wrote down that I think were truly inspiring for each and every one of us here. Damir Abdul, when you talk about class was the real world working on you to learn and become who you are meant to be. I think that's actually true for each and every one of us, is that it's not just about the education we're pursuing, but the experiences that we're having. And I'm so grateful for those experiences that you've had that have helped you become who you are. Also, that this intention to figure it out, even when you don't have it figured out. I think that pretty much describes my everyday experience at WGU. I'm just kidding. I think we know what we're doing sometimes. And of course, never indulge the negative energy. I think too often in this life, so many are going to be doubters and haters and non-believers, and that you never indulge that you recognize the inherent worth that each and every one of you have. And certainly, Courtney, that the most useful form of patience is truly persistence. That to me reminds me of a quote from the founder of Jimmy John's, who said, I think specifically, that it's taken me a long time to become the person I want to be. I think that's true, that we have to be persistent. And of course, I'd like to know if, raise of hands, who of you who've had that tough love call from a mentor? Yep, I see a lot of hands out there. We're grateful to each and every one of your mentors for those tough love calls that have helped you in those times when you need it. Again, thank you both for sharing your wonderful stories with each of us. We're so grateful. Let's give them each another round of applause. Thank you. I'm now pleased to introduce our commencement speaker, Kevin Carroll. Raised by his grandparents in the greater Philadelphia area, Kevin spent endless hours at the neighborhood playground where he found his quote-unquote calling, a red rubber ball. His subsequent pursuit of sport and play, also known as his red rubber ball, plus his love of learning has led Kevin to becoming an author, a speaker, and a social change agent. Kevin is an author of 4 highly successful books. He has helped turn creative ideas into reality for organizations such as Nike, Starbucks, Adidas, Walt Disney Company, Target, Procter & Gamble, Columbia Sportswear, Mattel, the National Basketball Association, and many others. Kevin has dedicated his life to advancing education, sports, and play as a vehicle for social change and success. He was honored to address the United Nations as part of the UN Year of Sports for Development and Peace in 2005, and is an ongoing advisor and active supporter for many global social innovation organizations. Kevin was named by Success Magazine as one of 19 seers changing the world. Please welcome Kevin Carroll.
I love that everybody's doing this polite golf clap. Shouldn't we be celebrating in here? Shouldn't there be a little more energy in here? So I had the honor of doing the graduate school, and then I had the honor of doing the bachelor's program, and then I thought, what would I do different for you all? First off, I don't know if you all picked up, but Damir actually let you in on his nickname, Dada. I got it, because we're both from Philly. See, so this is the thing that I understand. Nicknames are a big deal. And so you also said something, Damir, that was really loud to me, intention. See, my grandfather would say, pay attention to your intention. Pay attention to your intention. And I think that intention and getting up each day with a clear focus of what you're chasing is so important. So thank you for sharing that. And then Courtney, oh my gosh, the whole idea of persistence. Oh, Damir, I do want to say that if you're hard-headed, like when you were saying you were a little hard-headed, my nana would say a hard head makes for a soft behind. So just so you know. So Courtney, I love that you used that idea of persistence. And actually in the booklet that I shared with you all, there's actually a way for you to measure your persistence or grit. And so there's actual way you can get a grit score. Angela Duckworth, who did this amazing TED Talk on grit that has 25 million views, she actually has a scale. It's a 10-question survey. There's a QR code inside this booklet that I gave to each of the graduates here, and you can measure your persistence. So now if anybody wants to question it, you can say, well, I actually measured it, and I actually pinned the needle on it, right? Because I've got the most of it. And I just think that persistence and intention are really clear, and they are my story. And one of the things that I thought was really important for you all to understand is that all of you have a story to tell, and you need to tell it. You need to share your story, because someone's been watching you go through this journey, and they've been wondering what you've been doing, and they've been wondering why you've been getting up or staying up late and being a night owl. They've been wondering what has been mattering that much to you that you would not go out, not hang out, not want to be able to be at this social gathering, and that you would be doing your schoolwork. You got to tell your story, because you never know who you might inspire. And I think that's one of the most important things, is that we need to be models, right, and examples for the next generation of leaders, makers, doers, and dreamers. You've got an opportunity to do that. Do you all understand that as the graduates? So that's my call to action to all of you, is to tell your story, to share your story. And so what I thought I would do, in your booklet, if you would actually open up to the first pages here, right, there's the 9 images and there's the rules of the red rubber ball. I want to tell you why a red rubber ball matters to me, and I'm going to share with you the simple truths, the simple lessons from the 9 images. See, a ball saved my life. If it wasn't for a ball, I wouldn't be in front of you all right here, right now, and a playground in our neighborhood, Preston Playground. See, Preston Playground was the first place where I felt safe and I belonged. And the fact that we all need the necessity of belonging and connection and community, and you all found that at WGU, I found that initially at Preston Playground at 6 years old. See, I'm the product of 2 addict parents, 2 parents who abandoned their 3 boys. I'm a result of addiction and abandonment, upheaval and uncertainty, dysfunction and disappointment. And I found a way to rise above my suffering and circumstances and not let my circumstances dictate my destiny. Courtney and Dada, you're examples. All the graduates here, you're examples of that. You were not going to allow anything that was getting in the way of your hope, your dream, your possibilities to derail you. And no matter how long it took, you were going to be persistent. You were going to find a way. And then you found the right people to rally around you. You found your community. You found the people who wanted to lift you up. You found the people who wanted to pour into you, because they saw something in you maybe before you even saw it. See, that's Preston Playground. See, I was raised by drug dealers and users, war veterans and workers, other kids' moms and dads, right? Custodians, librarians, all these people poured into me and my brothers. All 3 of us did fine. My journey is very different than my brothers, because I fell in love with academics because of one book, Where the Wild Things Are. Where the Wild Things Are set me off because I got my public library card. The public library became a safe place for me. So I had the playground, I had the public library, and then I met my mentor. I affectionately call her my CEO, my chief encouragement officer of my hopes, my dreams, my aspirations, my goals, my best friend's mom, Miss Lane. See, Miss Lane was that person, that mentor who had those tough conversations with me. Miss Lane challenged me. Miss Lane held me accountable. All the things that your mentors did for you. So I started to understand the power of having a ball, my love of sports and play, books, my love of learning, and betterment, finding that community to pour into me and to lift me up. But I know this to be true. Pay attention to your intention. My grandfather would say, don't talk about it, be about it. There's lots of talkers and very few doers. Which one are you? And also what my Nana said, a hard head makes for a soft behind. You will get tenderized. Yes, she said that a lot. Yes, I was that knucklehead, hardhead kid. Yes, I was that. I was that also. And so as I started to understand my journey and my complete intention and deliberate focus on rising above my suffering and circumstances, I realized that a ball and book and betterment could change my life. So all the things that Scott shared, all the accomplishments, the thing that I'm most proud of is that I get a chance to tell my story. To tell you that circumstances never have to dictate your destiny. To look at a room filled here with nearly 400 plus people who have a similar story. To see all the people who are surrounding you. You've got your community right there of betterment who believed in you. You've got mentors in here who poured into you and challenged you and maybe lovingly shoved you towards your destiny. And so one of the things that I always like to do at any of my commencements is we should honor the people who poured into us and sacrificed. So if the graduates would stand for me, please, and face the audience and give them a rousing round of applause for supporting you through this journey. And I thank all of you, this community, right, because you are honorary night owls also, right, because you allow them to have room to dream big and to chase their dreams. And so now I'm going to share with you these simple truths, these simple lessons, these 9 images. The first one is the eye. These will serve you well. Curiosity. Eyes of a child, eyes of wonder, eyes of possibility. I have 1 look-up day per week where I spend more time looking up at the big screen called life. It's all in HD and 3D, by the way. Look up every once in a while. Shift your gaze. All the answers to your life and your journey are not on a little screen. Look up, shift your gaze, change your perspective. That's what made you get to this moment. You shifted your gaze. You changed your perspective. You were curious. Albert Einstein has a beautiful quote about curiosity. I have no special talents. I'm only passionately curious. That is me. I embody curiosity on a regular basis. When you are curious, light bulb moments will come more often, where ideas are available, where you have creative confidence, where you can solve that problem, you can figure out that issue that you're dealing with. You have confidence about that. But you can't do that alone. That's the child chasing the ball. That's your energy. You got to have good energy. You all know that. You know that when that energy was waning and it was a little low, it was hard to study. It was hard to get those books out. It was hard to get that computer open. But you found a way. Take good care of you. The journey is not over. This is just the start to a new journey. It's the start to a new opportunity. Your energy, your energy, your energy. What is your discipline around your energy? If you have the requisite energy, then you can get to the baby with the barbell moment, where anything is possible, where human potential is boundless and endless. I've seen people do a lot with very little. I've seen people do a lot with very little. I've seen people rise above suffering and circumstances. And the thing that was supposedly insurmountable, they found a way. I'm looking at 407, I believe, is the number that you quoted right now. You found a way. But you can't do it without some fight. That's the boxing gloves. You have to bring some grit and some fight. Muhammad Ali has a beautiful quote. I'd either won or lost that fight before I entered the ring. He was willing to do the lonely work. No kudos, no accolades, no attaboys, no pats on the back are coming your way for doing your work. No one's standing over you, good job, good job, good job. No, you put the work in and you trust and believe that hard work never goes unrewarded, does it? Here is your reward. So that fight is really important. And you're gifted something every single day, the dollar bill sign. You're gifted 86,400 seconds worth of opportunity. Now we all know that saying, time is. Why would you waste any of those seconds? They're precious. You don't get them back, you only get them today. That's all that's promised to you is today. 86,400 seconds worth of advancing your hope, your dream, your aspiration, your goal. Ring the day out till there's nothing left. We hear this saying, work-life balance. You all know that is not true. You gotta focus on something and you gotta want it. How about work-life presence? How about we're just present for the thing that we're focused on, fully present? My grandfather would say, be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. 86,400 seconds worth of opportunity to be present. The handshake is, can't do it alone. We already acknowledge the community here. There's a larger community of faculty members and mentors that helped you get to this moment. Keep building that community. I challenge everyone in this room to do one random act of kindness. That's the starfish. If we all did one kind act for someone, a stranger, a loved one, imagine the impact we can have on humanity. It's all about positive impact on humanity for me. And the last thing is dream. There's 5 ingredients to any dream: dedication, responsibility, education, attitude, and motivation. DREAM. Dedication, don't talk about it, be about it. Pay attention to your intention. Responsibility, the fact that you need to hang in there. Trust and believe that that hard work is not going to go unrewarded. Be persistent. Education, be a lifelong learner. Guess what? The greatest app ever created is you. There is no app on your device or your computer more important than you, but you're updating those all the time when they give you the prompt, aren't you? How about updating yourself? That's what you all did, graduates. You updated yourself. Keep doing that. Stay in beta as a human being. You feel me on that? Stay in beta as a human being, always updating, always improving, always getting better. Your attitude's your attitude. I never get tired of saying this. You bring bad energy, guess what's coming your way? You bring stank energy, guess what's coming your way? Bring good energy, guess what's being reciprocated? And you gotta stay motivated. As you all know, no dream is microwavable, is it? Never happens overnight. You gotta trust and believe that that hard work never goes unrewarded. So those are the simple truths of what I know to be true. Is you gotta have something that gets you out of bed in the morning. What's your red rubber ball? What inspires you to chase that each and every day? Even though it might bounce away from you, you keep chasing it. The more intention that you have and more persistence, you can win the day. I'd like for you all to turn the page to this quote. You cannot be committed to your dream and your comfort zone. Hashtag facts. Am I right? Tell me now. I heard a Rev Kev out there. That's right, he's here. The next little image I'd like for you all to look at is the question mark and exclamation mark. That's called the interrobang. The interrobang is an actual grammatical symbol. It represents curiosity and energy to me. And one of the things that I know is my grandfather loved to wear a hat all the time, and so I actually have an interrobang hat. And what I do is I always want to rep curiosity and energy. I encourage all of you to maintain your curiosity and your energy and your lifelong love of learning. You're competing every single day. Every single day. It's called the human race for a reason, isn't it? You're competing every single day, so bring that curiosity. Ideas await you if you've got the right energy. You've already demonstrated that anything is possible if you have some grit and some resilience. 86,400 seconds are gifted to you every single day. What will you do with the ones you have today? Let's reach out to our community and thank them for helping us get to this moment. Each and every one of you need to realize this, that if you do one kind act, it'll come back tenfold. And dream big. If your dream doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. It should be audacious. Is that fair? I'm gonna leave you with this simple truth. Work for a cause, not for applause. Live life to express, not to impress. Don't strive to get your presence noticed, just make your absence felt. Night owls, WGU, I salute you. Be well, Godspeed, peace and play, game on.
Let's give it up one more time for Kevin Carroll. Thank you. I recognize your gowns may not have pockets like mine, so many of you may not be carrying a pen, but I wrote down a number of quotable quotes that I got from Kevin, so if you want to share notes later, I can share mine with you. But I do love this notion of redefining what it means to be a CEO. Who are your chief encouragement officers, and for whom are you going to be a chief encouragement officer? There is no doubt that each and every one of us in our lives has been benefited by the encouragement of others, and I certainly encourage each of you to encourage those around you. I love also that circumstances do not and will not determine your destiny. Each of you is living proof of that. Those around you who have supported you that are also helping you know and understand that. Don't talk about it, but be about it. Attaining your credential and your degree is also evidence that you are about being about it. Let your haters be your motivators is another great one I've heard him say. The other thing is that I think about this simply, that if your dream doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. That is an incredible reminder that we actually do have to think big. The theory of high expectations, when we strive for them, we certainly will be better than we were before. And pay attention to your intention. There's no doubt that in my own life, my hard head has turned into a soft behind. So thank you for letting me relive my youth. But we can follow that with our own children and say, you can get tenderized if you liked. Anyway, thank you again, Kevin, for your kind and wise words to each and every one of us. Let's give him another round of applause. Thank you, Kevin. Now it's time to get to the business at hand, and so let me welcome Dr. Sarah DeMark.